Hey, here she is, our feature on Blog Talk Radio's The Conversation Special Author Series Part 2. The author of W versus R, an emotional tug of war, the dynamic Miss Jazz Singleton. Welcome to the show, Jazz.
Thank you so much for having me today, Clark. How are you?
I'm all over the place. If you haven't noticed, I'm just all over the place. I got texts coming in who are calling in during the show. It's a mess. But I'm happy to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited about being here today.
Well, we had to have you back. We kind of were first introduced to you on a series we ran where we were featuring authors, and after getting your information and having you on, it was an easy choice to have you back in our author series. So definitely welcome back and greetings and salutations. And I'm gonna jump right in because I know people don't want to hear me; they want to hear you. So Jazz, you could have been anything you wanted in the whole wide world. Why an author?
I believe that I'm an author because I get to say what I want to say. And I think I write fiction because no one can dispute what I say. It's my opinion and my imagination. I love what I do. I love to be able to say what I want to say, and there's really nothing anybody can say about it. It's mine.
Ooh, you just dropped the mic and walked off the stage for that. That's what I'm talking about. That's why they call you Jazz. How did it feel completing your first great published work?
Oh my God, it was amazing. When I finished writing it, I actually had a publisher before my book was actually completely finished. When my book was completely finished, it was like I have two sons, so it was like my third child. It was like this huge accomplishment, and when I wrote my last paragraph, the last chapter to my book, I was absolutely in tears because it ended the way I wanted it to end, and other people are now able to read my thoughts and what I feel is the world according to Jazz.
That's what's up. What was that process like? I talk to authors every day, all day, as much as I can, because I get so much out from talking to other authors. But the process is different for different people. So what was that process from start to finish, when that idea was just a bug in your head and you started jotting it down on the back of a napkin on up to the process of opening that box and seeing that book for the first time? What was that process like for you?
It was different. I've been writing for quite some time, and my journey to get to where I am now is it's not the same. I don't think any two authors' journey is the same. With me, I started writing probably about in high school, but I got serious after I had brain surgery. I had a brain tumor in 2002, and it was removed, and through the grace of God, I was still able to read and write and function, like a normal person with all of my bodily functions. And I wrote for a while, and then life kind of got in the way. I have small children, and then I picked the pen back up and met my publishing company, and me and my publishing company, so to say, married, signed a contract. And the first people that I actually submitted my book to actually liked it enough to want to publish me.
Well, that's a story not a lot of writers get to tell. So congratulations to you, and what an amazing story you have.
Thank you.
I got to ask you, what was the hardest part about writing the book? What would you say if you had to put your finger on any one particular thing? It may be several, but what's the biggest thing in your mind's eye right now that you could say was a big hurdle for Jazz to overcome?
Editing. I think editing is the hardest part of writing a book. That's my personal opinion. Writing the book was not hard for me. The character development was not a hard thing for me. But once I completed the book and sent it out for it to be edited, and then it came back to me with all of the with all of the issues that the books can have after they've gone through the editing process, I think going through all those changes and making sure that all of those changes were made, that was the hardest part to me. Getting the publisher, by the grace of God, was not my major hurdle. Getting published was not my major hurdle. Editing was.